This week, it's a 2-for-1 special. Get them while you have them. Eggs, 2 for 1.
Eggs?
Wrestling shows, 2 for 1. Well, we usually do a video for each of the wrestling shows. Not this week. Why? Don't have to tell you.
Yep.
The point is, we're going to talk about it now. They teased the coming of the Fiend for this Raw. Spoiler alert, didn't fucking happen. So if you were waiting for that, you didn't get that. However, you did get a pretty damn good Firefly Funhouse. Perhaps the best. These just keep getting better. So before we even get to that, I'm just going to say it up front. Best part of the night still is teasing his arrival. The containment is on the brink of breakdown. I like it. I like it a lot. You know what I don't like, though? Baron Corbin cropping up every fucking second, which is a shame because in reality, this Raw was actually very good. That's 2 weeks in a row that they've churned out something, hey, all right, I can watch that. You know what I'm saying? They did it again. And it all started with Elias coming out doing his thing. Look, folks, how many times are they going to insult your city and it's going to be a cause to boo?
Yeah.
Get over it. It's just a place you live at. It's not a reason to boo. Your team gives a shit. Literally not a reason to boo. I'd rather have you boo because they insulted your team, though. At least the team's doing something. The city's just fucking sitting there being dust. Anyway, he does his thing. And I question why people react or whatever. But he claims that he's going to be the Corbin for ref. I mean, the ref for Corbin, at the Stomping Grounds show, which gets him beaten up by Rollins. Now, this will start a chain of Rollins beatdowns, which are making me go, at first, amusing, especially when he does it to Baron later on. But then, by the time Smackdown ended, I was like, dude, why does he have to beat everyone up? It's not very babyface. It's weird. It comes off weird. But whatever. It was Elias getting beaten. And it was a decent start. Because you know what? It happened like that. That's it. No super long rigmaroles. It just happened. Next up was a fatal 5-way for the chance to go up against Joe. Samoa, that is. Not the neighbor.
Yeah, I was about to say.
to go against Samoa Joe for the U.S. Championship. And this was between Miz, Lashley, Ricochet, Braun Strowman, and this guy that my voice changed for.
Hey, freaking frog over here.
And the guy that, is all of a sudden getting a push, Cesaro. So, you know what? They all attack Elias. Good start. And what followed was a fairly decent match. Pretty damn good. In fact, at first I bemoaned the fact that Bobby and Cesaro were taken out right away. But it all was for a reason. They helped eliminate Braun to get, their revenge on him, so to speak. Ricochet ended up winning this with Joe attacking him. Now, I expected Miz to win, but Ricochet has won, which is good. He needs a program.
Yeah.
And going against Joe, that's some good opposites there.
Yeah.
If they work together well, that's going to be awesome.
Plus, I hear his nudes were leaked, so he needs a win.
Who, Ricochet?
Yeah.
Man,
From what I heard.
I'd rather have Ricochet nudes than Samoa Joe nudes.
Damn.
All them
fucking are all freaking black and shit.
Have friction. Yeah. Anyway, disgusting. But you know what? That was pretty good, man. Next up was a pretty good little promo between Becky and Lacey. And you know what? They're really playing well off of each other's contrasts. You know, the man, the lady, the propriety, the crassness. They're really doing good work here. The shame is, of course, that anybody who goes against Becky gets booed. But you know what? Lacey's not losing any of her delivery over that, so that's good. That I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. Next up, they had to stick something up my asshole by showing Baron trying to be cool.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he gets beaten down by Seth Rollins immediately.
Trying to be cool?
Yeah, he's never gonna be cool, dude. He gets beaten down by Seth Rollins though, so it's all good in the hood for me, at least for a while. Next up, we have Daniel Bryan and Rowan come out, and they cut a shitty ass promo about Seth, but they do say some truths, i.e. that Raw sucks, and it has been sucking. Let's face that fact. So that's a thing that happened for no damn reason.
Yep.
The Viking Raiders came out next, and I was like, oh yeah, they're still there, right, guys? They had a squash match, and you know what? Let's keep building them up then, all right? Let's not ignore them for weeks at a time. So that's fine. That's cool. R-Truth and Mella were at this point found in the crowd, hiding in the worst way possible. She looked like Charlie Chaplin, this bitch. That was a thing, they eventually get found out, and they're chased. R-Truth goes under the ring. The rest of the wrestlers go under the ring to pull him out, and they pull out Titus, who was just there for no fucking reason. You know what? It was pretty funny. I'll give them that much. R-Truth has pulled another week out of his ass. So that's cool for the 24/7 championship, I guess. Next up was something kind of funny as Sammy and KO came out to get ready for their match. And Sammy did the worst air guitar of all fucking time.
No.
So bad, in fact, that Renee had to call it a terrible air guitar. Wobbly fingers was her critique.
What?
And you know what? It was bad. It was a bad air guitar. I got to give it to Renee. She was speaking facts.
Wobbly fingers?
It was wobbly, dude. It's like no guitar I've ever seen. Anyway, before that match started, though, they went backstage and they brought Shane back in. And he's back there having this little party, which kind of was a through line throughout the whole event after that. And you know what? It was fine. The Rival was back there. Drew was back there. They were having the worst party of all time, by the way, with Shane just getting his ass blown by these other dudes. And then, using little fucking, what are those things called?
Tongs?
Tongs for nothing. All right, dude. Anyway, worst party ever backstage. Heath Slater goes back there and asks for a raise. Shane tells him no in a douchey way. It's kind of working now. You know what I'm saying? He's toned it down from that abrasive, greatest in the world shit to just being an asshole.
And the
tongs, yeah. Which it helps. It helped. Toning it down helped. Anyway, Heath gets beat the fuck up by Drew, and they take his money. So that's it was what?
Take his money.
Yeah, the Revival ends up taking some money that Drew throws at Heath because he's like, "I'll help you out. I feel sympathy for you. I'll help you out, Heath." But he just uses it as an excuse to beat him, and the Rival just takes the money. It was pretty funny, and it worked.
It's good because the Revival's going to need their money because apparently they did not sign again.
You know what?
Bringing in them little bits of news there.
Good.
Again, so I hear.
And hopefully it's true, man.
Yeah.
Next up was a total boo moment as Sammy and KO have the KO show. But anyway, it's not that these guys are bad. It's that they're just being used as stooges right now. So that's a thing. And you know what? They're being used as stooges to support Baron. So that really sucks. So Baron comes out and, he announces he's going to get EC3 as the ref. Boop. And Seth's been on a beat up any guy that's going to be the ref, Rampage. So guess who gets beaten up the moment he comes out? EC3. Then he gets used a la Weekend and Bernie style when the New Day comes out. Dude, this is just sad, man. Why? Why are you doing this to him, man?
Yeah.
At this point, it's just repugnant. Like, we get it. You're petty fucks.
Yeah.
Just give him something to do that's not shit. It sucked. This got to be the lowest moment of the show. It was just terrible. Don't get me wrong. It would have been humorous under other circumstances.
But the fact
that
afterwards he was like, woo!
Yeah, the fact that this is all for Baron's sake. 1 and 2, that EC3 is getting shafted on the weekly. And 3, that yes, he wants to kill himself. Just watch his Twitter for that.
Yep.
It's sad, man. Anyway, next up, New Day cuts a promo, or more specifically, Kofi cuts a promo on Dolph. Why? Because Stomping Grounds. Really no reason for them to be there. It was kind of pointless. But they use EC3 to sanction a match between them and Corbin, KO, and Sammy. 2 out of 3 falls. Comes later. Next, we have AJ in the back. Styles, your boy. Not Lee, the spankable one. Although you would say that Styles is spankable.
He's got that thong.
AJ back there, man, getting checked up by the medics, and he encounters Gallows and Anderson, and he tells them, you know what, guys, get serious. He basically tells them that they've been slacking off, that they were the best team in the world, that, they've become complacent. And all I could think, and I'm sure everybody in the fucking WWE universe, quote unquote, could think was, they're not slacking off. You made them shitty characters.
Nerds.
Yes, you made them shitty characters for years, and now you're trying to keep them because clearly they want to leave.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that's going to end up for Gallows and Anderson, but it did end up with them kind of going, all right, well, yeah, you know what, we'll do something. And they had a match later on. So I guess that's good. I'm not too sure. I think really they should just leave.
Yeah.
Fuck it at this point, right? So anyway, as aforementioned, New Day and New Day went up against Corbin, KO, and Sammy. 2 out of 3 falls. He ended up winning. But this was because KO and Sammy ended up abandoning Corbin, leaving him alone. That's right. Even the bad guys are like, fuck this piece of shit. And you know what? As much as they've been used as stooges, KO and Sammy lately, they abandoned fucking shitty-ass Corbin, so I'm all for that.
It's true.
If that's the payoff for them being stooges, cool. Next up, we have Alexa continuing her, manipulation of Nikki, telling her she got her a gift of a title match. That was all right, Continues the story. Pretty cool. And then we had Paul Heyman cut another promo. Again, insulting the city, and people are still reacting to this shit so many years after. Whatever. You're going to like this. O'Shea was in the crowd.
What?
Not senior, junior.
Oh.
But close enough.
Still, yeah.
Fucking Ice Cube's son was in the crowd reacting.
Why?
I have no idea, but they sure as hell cut to him because they need ratings.
Yeah. My boy. Son, I guess.
Yeah.
My boy's boy.
So that was a thing. Anyway, Paul Heyman just teases that Brock may cash in any time. And you know what? Like I said previously, that's working. It's working a whole lot better than you're obviously not going to cash in because fuck. Anyway. Next up, another fucking boo moment. Again, these boo moments are very rare in this fucking show. But when they come, they hit you in the nuts. This was Eric Young being told by Baron that he wanted him as a ref to consider it. And Eric, he's like, yeah, all right, man. He's then confronted by Seth Rollins. And he's like, nah, I'm not going to take it, dude. But Seth Rollins beats him the fuck anyway. Up the fuck. You're like, what? What? Why are we using a fucking baby face that's actually over to destroy these beloved characters from NXT? P.S. Eric Young without a beard still sucks.
Yeah.
Grow that shit back.
ASAP.
ASAP. Anyway. Yeah, man. That's just... Come on, man. Tasteless at this point. And really, it does no favors to Seth. He doesn't look cool doing it.
He's just beating up fools.
Like I tell you, by SmackDown, I was like, all right, dude, you stop beating people up. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's pretty bad when you're watching a wrestling show and you're like, stop beating people up.
Yes, that's the whole fucking point of the show. And you're going, damn. Bro, come on, bro, Vince Russo said. Anyway, it was a thing. Roman comes out next, calls out Shane and Drew. I was like, all right, this is the coolest Roman's been in ever, so that's a thing. But you know what? Then he won up the coolness, and I was actually cheering for Roman for like the first time in my life because he went backstage and beat the shit out of everyone. Revival, Drew, Shane, the works, and it was pretty enjoyable, man. I dug. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I dug a Roman spot, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, Iconics came out next, and they were going up against, as aforementioned, Nikki and Alexa. It was pretty much a useless match because it was actually telling a story. And, Bayley earlier gets asked about her role in insulting people. The whole spiel that Alexa's throwing at Nikki. So she comes out to confront Alexa and causes Nikki the match. So now Nikki believes Alexa, and she's going to be in her corner at Stomping Grounds. Cool. Makes sense. Cohesive. It's a good reason to put up a throwaway match. Whatever. It's fine. Next up, we had the Firefly Funhouse. I already said what I had to say. I'm excited. This can only fail now.
Oh, yeah.
It's gotten to the point where, like, dude, you need to do something and quick before this shit expires on the spot.
Yeah.
But you know what? They're building up quite the expectation. So, man, I hope they pull it off. Probably won't, though.
Nope.
Next up, or I should say finally, comes kind of a thing that should have been cool, but wasn't. And then on top of it not being cool, something happens that makes you go, ah. And then they try to fix that story-wise, and you're like, all right. And then once again, ah. And that's how it ends. So what it was Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins. He, of course, aforementioned earlier, he just came on the show to basically say, I'm cooler or whatever. I'm going to prove that these people suck. So the match should have been good on paper, right? DB versus Seth.
Mm-hmm. SR.
SR, as they call him. Well, wasn't very good. I mean, wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? It was just a thing that happened. And then Rowan clawed, that claw slam he does. Seth Rollins. And so it was a DQ. And it was like, okay, so that was stinky. And we got DQ'd. But then the New Day come out and attack him for no real reason. And then the Revival comes out and attacks them. And the Usos come out and attack them. It was a fucking clusterfuck. And I was just going, why is this happening?
You're like, what the?
Even if there's a reason, which I'm sure there is, I just don't want to think about it. It just didn't make sense. And it kind of, whatever. This match was already kind of whatever. But then, here's where they really fucked it up. They just said, you know what? You're all guys is banned. This is DB versus SR. This is just going to be them. So they restarted the match. All right. Now it's going to get good, right? All right. Corbin attacks.
Oh.
Fushila! Dude, can we stop with the Corbin, man?
Dude, why is Corbin in every match?
So this was a really good Raw. But then Corbin just kept on popping up and fucking shit up.
Like the worst game of freaking popping weasels.
Yes, dude. I don't know what that is, but I'm going with it.
Yeah.
Every boo moment in this was Corbin related. Refs getting, would-be refs getting beaten up like Eric Young and EC3 because of Corbin. Corbin popping up sucks. So really good Raw. Corbin needs to die.
Yeah.
So next up was SmackDown, and you know what? Pretty good SmackDown. This was Raw. Raw usually feels like a fucking torture to watch. Raw went by quick. SmackDown went by even quicker. It just felt like I watched like a 30-minute show, really. So that's good news. When long entertainment goes quick, it's entertaining. It goes at a pace that you can consume with joy. Good stuff. Anyway, it started with a boo, though. Just going to say that. New Day came out. And, that just led to Dolph coming out and cutting his damn promo where he's like, the lamest menace of all time. Dude, should have been me came up again.
Sounds like his new catchphrase.
I cannot wait until this Dolph thing is over. It's not good. I love Dolph, but shit. This recent little comeback here taint good. Fact, it's just taints. Dirty ones. Man, it's not great. However, this did lead to a match between Woods and Dolph Ziggler because, Woods interfered. That's why Dolph Ziggler's calling into question the validity of fucking Kofi's win because of Woods' interference during Super Showdown. The match between them was great. Woods, we know, can put on a good match, and Ziggler's a fucking great wrestler. It's just this gimmick thing right now. Boo! Stinky, but good match. So, kind of saved it, I guess. Next up was something okay that involved Baron. Namely because Baron was not on the screen. And it was auditions for the ref spot. So we see
I'm not gonna lie, my initial reaction is Fushi. But, explain.
That was my initial.
It's not bad.
Yeah, my initial reaction too was fuck my life. But they kind of played it for laughs. We had several third tier fucking wrestlers, unfortunately, as they're known now, in line. Shelton Benjamin, was, at the front, determined, I guess, to be the ref. And Matt Hardy comes out of Corbin's office, I guess, or dressing room, and he calls him Senor Benjamin. So a little nod to the broken verse there. Whatever. Better than your usual fucking Baron garbage.
Yeah.
Anyway, next up was something great. That's it. It was
not gonna explain it.
It was a moment of bliss where she was interviewing Bayley, and it was a really tense atmosphere between the two because, of course, of Alexa's accusations. And Nikki come up and defend Alexa. They really cut a good promo against each other. Really believable. Bayley actually seemed like a threat, like she was angry. We were used to these clumsy promos that had been her main roster go-to.
Stinky.
This little current run she's got going, I bet you deep down inside, I know Sasha's her friend, but deep down she's like, you know what? I'm glad she's gone.
Yeah.
Because they let me do stuff now. So, and stuff that works. But the reason this was great was because Bayley was in jeans and Mandy were form-fading, and we got to see a little thong slip. Pause that shit. It's delicious.
That's the only
Why did
reason?
I sound like Donald Trump?
It's the only reason?
It's the only reason.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, but it was really good. I mean, you actually kind of, it made you appreciate the talents of these two. And you know what? It almost felt like a shoot, knowing what we know about the history between these two characters and Sasha being kind of bitchy to people, and Bailey being her friend, and by default being dragged into the bitchiness. And Alexa, you know, we all know that when she came into the business, a lot of people were not friendly to her because
she'd be hating on Sasha too.
Yeah, so they drew on that inspiration and actually gave us kind of a heated promo that felt real. It was good, man. It was good stuff. So excited for that little match on Stomping Grounds, which is a thing that's happening, right, guys? Next up was something good again. We had Apollo Cruz, not 18, the horror movie. He has no feet. Anyway, Apollo Cruz does have feet, so he was walking around looking for Andrade. Andrade at this point comes out and basically beats the shit out of him. With Chad Gable taking notes in the background. I still don't know where this is going, but whatever. The point is, anything with Andrade being kept in the action, I'm all for. Hence, me saying it's good. But that's really all that happened. Anyway, next up was something pretty cool. We have Heavy Machinery proving that they should go up against Daniel Bryan and Rowan by going up against the B team and defeating them as well. So Heavy Machinery, thumbs up. Otis getting over, thumbs up. You know, I like that.
B team getting beat up.
Yes.
Thumbs up.
And what's his fucking name? And this is how irrelevant the B team is that I forgot his name.
Bo?
Bray's brother.
Bo?
Damn, his name's Bo?
Yeah, Bo, tell us.
Man, this is how lame.
What'd you think his name was?
I didn't even care at this point. Anyway, fucking Bo gets beaten up by Seth Rollins.
Why?
Because he was being considered for the ref spot. At this point, I was like, all right, dude. This really needs to stop right now. Stop beating people up. It's weird, dude. Next up, Alistair cuts another promo. You know, basically saying, what up, yo? Digging it. Now, can we just have him come back here in style, please? I don't know when they're waiting, what they're waiting for, but it's going to be cool, presumably. I guess maybe Alistair's going to be their big dark character in SmackDown, and Bray maybe on Raw. I don't know what the hell they're working on here, but if they drop the ball on these two characters, Bray again, by the way, I'm going to be fucking sad because these are our boys here.
Yeah.
We got a dark fatty and a cool ass, what is he, a Swede or Norwegian? I don't know what the fuck he is, but the point is he's cool.
He's got 100 Mima on his hand tattoo.
These two could be the next Undertakers. Two of them that are not decrepit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm digging it. Next up, we have something that was pretty decent. Shane, Drew, doing a little promo. Miz come out and mock the shit out of him. Miz, Miz is on a kind of a little roll, man. I'm surprised. I shouldn't be. This is a guy that was like a virtual... This should have been a failure, the Miz thing from the get-go, but he's held on this long. He's been successful in almost every version of himself. I shouldn't be surprised, but I am. Miz is killing it. And you know what? Makes it relevant makes Shane relevant every time he speaks. Because that's really where this whole thing started. And they even alluded to that during the promo. Dig it. Shane, of course, the butthole says, you know what? You're going to be in a tag team match against Drew and Elias. And you know what? It's going to be an elimination match. So he stacks the odds against them. R-Truth at this point comes out running away with his fucking 24/7 thing. Miz says, that's my partner. So R-Truth is in the match. Was the match itself cool? We'll talk about that because first we had a little in-between segment with the Iconics encountering Asuka and Kairi Sane. Where the hell were they? And Paige, of course, who now just talks to them while they giggle and do weird things that people expect Japanese people. They're like anime characters now. But anyway, I guess basically Paige challenges them and says, if we beat you at Tokyo, then we can go for your belts. By the way, when she said Tokyo, Asuka and Kairi, anime girl style, go, Tokyo! Like, come on, man. What is this? We realize that Asuka's English is horrible, but come on, folks. Anyway, whatever. They're going to have a match eventually. At least they're going to be on screen. I think that's good. Anyway, The Miz, Truth versus Drew Elias match followed this. Truth is eventually eliminated, leaving Miz alone. And you know what? The match itself, it was okay. It was decent. I'll say it was good. Truth is, once he's eliminated, the 24/7 title pursuit happens. And now it's in Drake Maverick's hands, by the way. This picked up later, and I don't know what the fuck to think about that. Because, truth, funny. Drake Maverick, not funny. So, I mean, it's not really his fault, man. The pee-pee thing.
Pee thing.
That's right, the pee-pee thing.
Oh,
yes, the pee thing pretty much ruined any chance of him being funny for me ever. We'll see where that goes, though. I'm going to guess nowhere at this point. So kudos to Truth for at least making this thing relevant for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Or at least amusing enough, whatever. We also had a little segment where Ember confronts Sonya and Mandy after the weeks of, kind of like them pushing her around. And I guess Ember's supposed to have a history of being bullied now?
What?
Which makes no fucking sense. Here's this chick that's being portrayed as this warrior princess type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Kicking ass left and right in NXT, taking no prisoners. And she reveals that she's known girls like them her whole life and she's tired of it. And don't like it. I'm going to be honest with you. Don't like it. Ember deserves better. But I guess this means she's going to have some screen time. So take the good with the bad, I guess. Didn't like that part. Finally, we had KO and Sammy versus Kofi and Seth Rollins, a.k.a. the guy who's beating everybody up. It was okay. It was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? These guys can't put on a bad match. It's just I'm a little at odds with where these characters are at right now. But you know what? Overall, good SmackDown, good Raw. Only bad parts really are centered around Baron Corbin and or shafting some people that we know should be better. But even then, you know what? They're giving some attention to, except for EC3, some proper attention to some people, some potential attention to some people. So can't really bitch, man. I gotta call them like I sees them, and this week it was a good week. Now I don't know what's going on. Was Vince fucking in the toilet the whole time?
Probably.
And people just said, let's do this on our own? I don't know. But I do know I enjoyed both shows, and that's a fucking rarity. Go figure. Tell us what you think about this week's Raw and SmackDown. Comments down below. In the meantime, hit like, share, subscribe, and those notification buttons. Because you know what? I think we're out. But at least we're not dead like EC3. P.S. You're a praying mantis.
Hanging.